Alright, so it's a little chilly outside. We've hit the negative 18 mark, negative 19 mark yesterday, and we started having some issues with our furnace. And just want to show you before I go into details on the problem, the double setup here that the previous owner had installed. The top one does propane heat and the air conditioning. The bottom one regulates the wood boiler heat. When this one is running, this one is off. And if we had this on and set to heat, this would activate the propane furnace if this one could not keep up with warming the house. So this would be set at like 64, and this one is at like 68 or whatever temperatures you want to have it set at. This one is off because we haven't had any issues heating the house, so we don't use propane, and the AC is off because it is set to off. Alright, but this fan is on auto because this fan engages when this fan activates. So that's how that setup works. And the previous owner had warned us that he was not a smart man, was not smart enough to figure out how to get both of these to operate on one thermostat. I'm going to call somebody who does and get this remedied, because this looks like crap having two thermostats. But we thought it was working up until last night. So let's go down to the basement and I'll show you what's going on. Okay, so we're back in this famous furnace room. We started getting vibrations, like I said, and the vibrations were coming from this bad boy right here. And I felt this, and it was like ice cold. And I'm not going to crawl back through there right now, but on the back side of this is the AC condenser lines and all that run outside to the AC condenser. And I noticed late last night that they were completely frozen. AC hasn't been running, and they were completely frozen. Okay. Oh, furnace just kicked on. It knows I'm talking about it. You hear how quiet it is right now? There's no vibrations at all. Nothing at all. And I'll tell you why. It turns out that this has been wired to run at those thermostats with the frickin' AC condenser going at the same time. Why? It makes absolutely no sense. It took me a good day to figure out that unit outside, keep in mind I don't know anything about plumbing and heating and all that, but that unit outside is not supposed to be running when this thing kicks on. And with those negative temperatures, it froze the lines, it froze the fans, and we had a hell of a time trying to figure out what the problem was. Also, keep in mind, we did not plumb any of this. The previous owner did all the installation work himself. Everybody wanted to, not everybody, a lot of people were trying to blame me for the boiler situation. Well, guess what? Like I said, the guy did some pretty wonky stuff. The circulation pump on the boiler was backwards and all that stuff. He didn't save a single bit of money running an AC condenser when his fan for his heater kicked on, electrically or in wood savings. The AC unit ties in, okay, down here, so it actually, the circulation fan for the AC and stuff is down here. The wood boiler system is up here. He was cooling the air, okay, with the air conditioning. It would rise and then go through this system to heat it. Okay, does that make sense? So the cooling, the condenser lines and all that stuff down here, that circulation fan kicked on. It was circulating cold air. This thing was ice cold last night. Circulating, and then going through this plenum here that is attached to the wood boiler. So that was then having to try and heat up super chilled air before it went out into the house. So no wonder it took forever to get the house warmed up. Now that the condenser, I had to go out and actually pull the fuses and flip the breaker outside so that the condenser does not come on at all, has solved the problem. The vibration disappeared within 5 minutes of me doing that because the circulation fan stopped running, which was freezing up. Now this is warm all the way up. So when we need hot air, man, we're getting good airflow, we're getting warm air, and it's warming up the house, and the furnace is actually staying off for a longer period of time. So funny thing is, the reason I went back out to check what was going on out there was because in the previous video that I've uploaded, sorry about that, kiddos here. The previous video, I noticed that the condenser was on because I was having a hard time talking over it, and that made me start wondering what the heck was going on. So anyway, the saga continues. We're getting it piece by piece figured out. Again, I am no plumbing expert or HVAC expert, but with the assistance of my brother, we were able to figure, let's pull the breaker and see what happens, and do not touch any of that. Out. Out.
No.
Out.
No.
That's mechanical, it'll burn you. Alright. So with the help of my brother, we were able to figure it out and hopefully avoided a catastrophe, because this thing is pretty much on its last leg. I mean, that's, like I said, a Janitrol dependable 92, probably built in 92. So anyways, hope somebody learned something from this, because I sure as heck did. Alright, on to the next. Hopefully it's a good one and not a repair video. Adios.